Okie dokie. So we have three objects in here. So Rose, Star, and Jupiter. And let's say that we want to print the string representation for one object. And in fact, let me just delete this and you have access to the code as well. So let me just also delete this in here. So have a look. We have print line, rows get name, get age, get color. If we have other attributes, we also need to say rows.get the name of the attribute. So if I run this, so you see what I'm talking about, have a look, rows, 2, and then blue. Now, wouldn't it be nice if I could just say south and then rows, and this right here would print the string representation for our object? Well, if I run this, let's have a look. Have a look what we get. So com.amigoscode.cat at and then 36BAF30. Ooh. So this is actually very ugly. So this number right here with the @ sign and whatnot. But this is not what we want. So usually what we want is to override a method from the object class. And I'll explain this in a second. But we want to override a method called toString, and then we have full control of how our object gets printed. So if I hide this for now, and let me go to cat, and in here, let me just scroll down, and let's have this special method. And I will explain this in a second, what it means, but let's just say public, and then string right here. So this will return a string, and then name this to and then string. So make sure that this is the exact same name. So to string. And then what we need to do is to return. So let's just return hello, for example. There we go. Now, if we run our code, have a look. We have hello in here. So this is really nice. Now, if I basically take this and let me get the other objects back for a second because I want to show you something. So let's just basically get rid of all of this. So we want to print basically all these three objects. So just like that. So let's say that we want to print rows in here, and we also want to print star. So star in here. And let's also say that we want to print Jupiter, just like that. So Jupiter. So if I run this, you can see that we have hello, hello, hello. And this is because now, every time I'm printing an object from this class called cat, the string representation will be hello. But what I want is to print name, age, and color. So to do that, let's basically say in here name plus, and then plus, and then color plus, and I think age. So age, just like that. And we can even pre-append. So here I could just say, for example, name, colon, and then space, color, colon, space, and then age, and then colon. And if I put this on a new line, so it's easier for you to see everything, just like that. So now if we run this, have a look what we get. So we get name, rows, color blue, age 2. And now we are getting the string representation for the object itself. The string representation for the object itself. So here, this is rows. This is, I think we didn't give it a name, but I think this was star. And then this was Jupiter. And also we didn't pass color for Jupiter. That's why it's null in here. So this is pretty much how you get a string representation of an object. Remember, so if I go back in here, and remember, if we have, let's say we have a string array, and if I say names equals 2, and then let's just say foo, comma, and then bar. And if I print names, if I run this, have a look, we get the same thing. So Java lang string and then a semicolon at this random number. And you saw before that in order for us to get a string representation of our array, we say arrays dot to and then string. So this is the same thing that we are doing, right? But for arrays, you have to basically invoke this method in here. So to string from arrays, you pass the array and then it gives you the string representation, which is foo and then bar. Now, one last thing that I want to show you is, so you might be saying, right, so this method, so toString, why is it the case that we're not calling rows dot toString? Because it's there, right? So it's available. We've just added this method, and the same here, dot toString, and the same dot toString. Well, if I run this, you can see that the output is the same, but let me leave this explanation for the next video. If you have any questions on the toString right here, please do let me know. Otherwise, let's move on.